Welcome to the most heretical stream on the internet. I give you Wooly1169.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream and welcome back for Captain Vinistry, and welcome to Update 4. Raven, welcome in, claiming first on Twitch and on YouTube. And let's see, also a 3-stream streak. Nice. You were going to see spoilers because you're behind. Maybe not. I don't know how much we'll do of the stuff we had been doing on the factory, because tonight, since Update 4 is out, back to Twitch ads over. Since Update 4 is out, I think we can, we're going to spend a little bit of time on the Update 4 content, and maybe definitely use some of the new things that we have available to us. And then hopefully, get to get through all of the trying out at least all of the new stuff in Update 4, and then, or most of the new stuff. A couple of things we probably won't try out, and then moving back into the factory as we know it. But that probably won't happen tonight, and in fact, that might not even happen for a while because there's also a new DLC. That adds extended train content, a couple of 2 or 3 new engine types, a new type of car to transport molten stuff, I think, and something else or other. So we're going to look at that at some point too, but not tonight. I have not yet added the DLC in, so we're just going to take a look at the game. Before we jump into too much header loads, which is way behind. Before we jump into too much, we have one error here for this this output for the water. So we just need to tweak that a bit. The seawater, that is. We just need to tweak that a little bit. So I think I'm just going to put it over here, which should be fine. And then redo this pipe here. And that dump, of course. And let's see, Unity those, please. There we go. And that one too. And then just take this pipe out this way, across this way, back down again, and into there. And that'll be fine. Unity that, please. That'll take care of that fix. One of the new features is ships act more like trucks, in that they can path their way from the edge of the map into a dock. They no longer need that obnoxious. Come on, why the heck? Oh, I was on a save cycle, I think. No, I was not. What the devil is going on? There's some lag there. We got power issues too. Why do we have power issues, game? What all just cranked up to the point where we don't have any power? Why are you all not spinning? You're spinning at full speed. Okay. Oh, I know what it is. One of the updates. Let's just go take a look at the updates and we'll unpause the game a bit later. Let me switch into this. No, this one. There we are. The update. Let's see, is that okay? It's okay. Need more power. Yeah, well, the reason we need more power is because they've changed a few things. Need all the power, exactly. So I already talked about, well, here, the highlight new features. Bridges. Amphibious vehicles. Trains Tier 2. Stacker Tier 2. We also have our Stacker Tower, as they call it here. There's also sandbox mode now, where you can build and design to your heart's content. And there's a new map that was added with this update, and more. This trailer, of course, the trains expansion, which we already talked about, that adds in 5 new high-tech locomotives, with, looks like electricity, nuclear energy being 2 of those 2. An electrified rail infrastructure, and molten transports, all of these things are in the DLC. So we won't have those yet. Let's see. Tier 2 locomotives and wagons, though, are part of the base game. So they're only adding in an extended, hence the name, expanded, an extended or expanded set of train content rather than the stuff you need to kind of play the game, get through it, and whatnot. So that's this. Update 4, saves from Update 2 and 3 are fully compatible. Due to various changes, existing factories may need to be updated. There are some balance changes we have to deal with. Mods have been recompiled, had to be recompiled. We don't have any mods, that's fine. Some pre-existing docking areas might not be working if built near shallow waters. The green hat, which green hat? The leprechaun hat, the cabbie hat, which green hat? It looks like all of our docks are working fine, but if we had leprechaun, okay. If we had any that were invalid, hopefully it would tell us. I guess we could go run and double check. Oh, there we go. Oh, almost. There we go. All right. We'll keep this one on the docket for another week anyway. Can I spell that? No problem. We have 2 new types of bridges. Truss and cable stayed, so we can design our bridges with either design. Bridges have modular lanes, so you select whether you want each lane to be road or train track, and they're constructed similarly to train tracks by placing a start point and dragging. And they can be built in 8 cardinal directions, but they can only be connected to the train in the 4 cardinal directions. So, yeah. North, south, east, west for connections, but they can be diagonal when they are mid-air, basically. And fully compatible with all tools, including copy-paste. Amphibious vehicles. Amphibious trucks and excavators. They can traverse and work on water. Unless assigned, amphibious trucks will only take jobs that normal trucks fail to do. And amphibious excavators can mine underwater to a depth of -5. So, that means that even in a couple of our cases where we wanted to mine out things that were super deep, thinking here like this sand here that's ridiculously deep, things like that, we still wouldn't have been able to reach it, which is kind of a weird thing, because sand is one of those resources that is more underwater than it is above ground, it seems like, and it is still largely inaccessible to us that way. So that's interesting, but that does mean that we might be able to get over here and mine this gold more easily than having to build land there right away. I guess the same thing would go for the bauxite over here, because we can just send amphibious vehicles over to do it, and we can also build bridges to get there without having to do land bridges, which means that I might be able to get to this iron deposit here much sooner than I originally thought, because as we were operating, I was going to end up filling in this entire strip of land or strip of water here with land so that we could get over there easier. So that might make it life a little bit easier. But we'll see how that plays out when we get through these things. Back to the patch notes. Pathfinding for ships, we were just talking about that. The ships now will pathfind like the trucks and excavators do. So as long as they have as long as they're on the ocean, they should be able to navigate their way out to the edge of the map. We don't have any of the goofy, they have to have these bands of space clear. They still have to have a space for the ship in the dock, but they don't have to have the bands of space either to the left or to the right or down from the dock to get out to the ocean, which is going to be nice. And docks can be built anywhere as long as they have access to the map edge. Ship navigation, similar to vehicles, and ship capacity was increased to compensate for longer travel times. I don't know why the travel times is longer. Maybe just because of the way the ships potentially have to pathfind. But either way. And then the world mining capacity, which I'm assuming means their storage capacity, was increased. But related to that, let's jump down a section and a bit and come back. because related to that, here it is. Storage 2 now holds 500 units. Storage 3 now holds 3,000 units. And storage 4 now holds 6,000 units. This is why, in addition to the maybe also the fuel stations, this is why our power is suffering. Every factory just kicked on to make these handful of items that much, to fill in their storages that much. So, which means that the trains are all kicking on to cart the items where they're supposed to go so they can fill in the storages that are there, which means that the those factories have kicked on, or are kicked on even more, to try and produce all the items that they're short by now. So it's going to be a little bit of short power unless I come up with another way to do it, which means that the power that we have is definitely not sufficient, and so we definitely need to build more power, which we were trying to do with our breeder reactor in the last few streams. Let's see here. Where were we at? Pathfinding. Expandable stacker tower. This should hopefully replace our current method of ziggurat production. Need to start breeding? Yeah, soon. We should be able to connect the ziggurats to these stacker towers to dump materials into them instead of having the trucks have to do it, which might mean a little bit of a configuration change in the way we're doing it, which means we won't do it right away, but we should be able to train in the items, like the dirt, for example, in this case, connect the belt to the train station, belt it to this stacker tower, and then have it fill in the ziggurat for us at each level. Fill in the current level, then we build the walls, and then we have it fill in the next level, and build the walls, fill in the next level, up to 15 tiles, but only a range of 20 tiles. And 15 tiles means like 3 wall heights. 20 tiles, though, isn't that far. That's 5 major grids. So we might still have a problem with that, but we'll have to figure that part out. Elevated rails can be attached to the tower to extend its range with an option to auto-build them. I don't know if that means that it goes beyond 20, or if that's how you make it get to 20. Probably the latter. And then maximum throughput is equal to 2 tier 3 conveyor belts, 900 per minute, which is some decent throughput. Let's see, new game mode, sandbox. So, standard sandbox, everything is infinite. You can build instantly, source and sinks. You can measure your production of a factory you build, all of those kinds of things. So I probably won't use it, but if we had a use for it, or if you have use for it, by all means. New content, new map, Shattered Isles, the largest map in the game, 26 square kilometers. They expanded and adjusted all the existing maps to allow for bridge building. So the maps are a little bit larger now. Obviously, our existing save isn't going to be larger, but if we had started a new save, it would be larger. So you can use the sandbox mode for testing. Yep, exactly. And then 3 tier 2 locomotives, 3 tier 2 wagons, and a tier 2 coal tender. So the steam, diesel, and steam, diesel, and hydrogen locomotives now all have tier 2. We have tier 2 wagons for each of the 3 types of materials we can convey, fluid, solid, and loose, and then the tier 2 coal tender for the steam locomotive. And there's a waypoint train station now, which will help you control if you want trains to always travel in a certain route, maybe to keep them from using a side loop or something like that. We can maybe help force the trains to do that. The train DLC we already talked about, nothing new in there. There's some productivity on machines and vehicles. We'll take a look at that a bit. There's a search on map feature, Control F, so we can find specific things. Wherever it's being made, say we wanted to find out where we were making, I don't know, where we're using sulfur at. We could find that out just with Control F now, which is really nice. Kind of similar to some other games that have a global search, like Factorio, for example. So that's pretty cool. Buildings can be placed over trees, and those trees are removed during construction. Can you haul the waste stuff from nuclear? The loose stuff in the buckets, yes. Via train, even, I think. That you could not before? No, I doubt it. You're talking about the fluid stuff, the fuels? I doubt it. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, because it's still the same stuff. We couldn't even store it. We can't even store it in storages. So I don't think we're going to be able to do any of that. In the past, if we wanted to build someplace, we had to clear the trees first. Now we can just build over them, and they will just destroy the trees that are there in the way. If you still want to get the wood from them, though, then you obviously have to harvest them first. Mining, forestry, and all of their tooling areas are now limited by surface area and not just the max edge size, allowing for the creation of larger non-rectangular shapes. Okay, good. All the areas have also been increased. The blueprint creation also benefits from this. Interesting. Clicking your train with the pause tool now toggles the train's paused state. I never would have thought to try that. Incremental research now automatically queues again after being researched. Interesting. Interesting. And the ability to compare trains in the train designer without having to go to replace mode. Okay. Interesting. Some performance enhancements, some UI stuff here. Calidorn will probably be unhappy about this. Because he usually doesn't like Norwegian translations and things. Because they aren't usually a really great job. Balancing of trains. Max train speed through medium turns increased to 80 kph. Reduce the air drag by 4x for all trains, affecting the fastest Tier 2 trains the most. Lowered the Tier 1 steam locomotive fuel consumption, which we never even bothered with any trains before hydrogen. Remove the top speed penalty from locomotives pushing wagons. So this actually affects us, which I didn't know until I saw the this hinted at in the in some of the early release notes, or the pre-release notes. In our train configuration with one engine on the front and one engine on the back, because that one on the back was pushing, the entire max speed of the train was reduced by like 20%. Now instead, each engine contributes either 100% if it's at the head, or 80% if it's at anywhere else in the train, to the forward motion of the train. So instead of being reduced from 100% of performance to 80% of performance, now we'll be at probably like 100% of the performance of the front train, 80% of the performance of the rear train or engine locomotive, which means that I think what we should see some speed improvements at least. But I think that means that our trains will be able to accelerate faster, and their top speed will be at what it's supposed to be, which is really the first time in the save because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Cost of the locomotive's instant refuel has been increased. That's fine. And train build times are faster, which is good. We may need to boost our belt speeds on the inputs for the train depot, though, so I'll have to take a look at that. We already talked about the capacities. Recipes, you can now overclock seawater pumps. Pump 2 times more water for 3 times the power. That might be useful. And liquid dump matches a tier 2 pipe now instead of a tier 1 pipe, which means that, well, we have excess liquid dumps now that we don't actually need in certain places because we were building them for 60 and now we don't need to build them for 60 anymore. Sand, silicon, and rubber have all been rebalanced. This is going to be a huge part of the time we spend now. Electronics now costs less rubber per electronics, but that means the way they're doing it means that it's actually consuming more rubber to produce more, or copper to produce more electronics, which means we need fewer of these to produce for anything they're feeding into. So we'll have to go and track these down and probably take down some of our factories of that because we won't need it anymore. Same thing goes for glass in PCBs. We now need half the glass. We don't have to change anything because the output's the same. Assuming that this that this is the items that the crafting time didn't change. But less glass here. Silicon also has been changed here. Now it only takes 3 silicon poly to make electronics 2. So that means less of that getting carried around. But if the speed is the same, then we're still at balance, at least, of the factory ratios, that is. Silicon throughput and arc furnaces. We now only need 30 sand, 6 coal, and 3 graphite to make 24 molten silicon. Instead of 48 sand, 12 coal, and 3 graphite to make 36. Is that better? It's less coal. This is a... Is that more sand per silicon? 30 divided by 24 is 1.25 sand per silicon. And 48 divided by 36 is 1.33 sand. No, it's a little bit less sand per silicon. That's good. Less slag, less exhaust. And that's the slag ratio is the same, but the exhaust ratio is... It was 2/3 and now it's 3/4. It's actually more exhaust. Interesting. Okay. Reduce the silicon throughput in the hydrogen reactor. Now 18 molten silicon plus 4 hydrogen yielded 18 silicon poly. And now it's 12 plus 4 is 12. That will be okay. Because the ratio here is the same of 2 of these to 1 of these, and it's still 2 of these to 1 of these. So that's okay. Silicon and silicon wafer, much less silicon poly required to make silicon wafers, half. So that means that even though we're reducing this here, even though we're reducing the production here, we're reducing the consumption here and here, which means that we'll use less overall. Because our production is only getting cut by 1/3, but our consumption is getting cut into half. So that's good. And then silicon wafers in the solar cell, but increase that in the solar cell. We have to check that production then too, to make sure that we have balance there. Modding support, I'm not going to read through that. New console command, set game speed. We can overclock the game speed now beyond 3x, which is what we were clicking here, so it was 3x. We can go up to whatever the game can handle, whatever my computer can handle. So we may do that. I will probably do that for my off-camera terrain management time, my terraforming time, but we'll see. We can disable the fog. Caladarm will like that one. And we can add markers to the toolbar to show source sync markers outside of the sandbox. Interesting. I'm not going to use that probably. Increased visuals. Increased Steam Cloud quota. Balancing of trucks and excavators. Excavators now maintain spacing for each other when mining. The same applies to trucks when dumping. Interesting. If this is doing here what I think it's doing, and the trucks don't leave the excavators anytime they move a couple of blocks away, that would be awesome. And then same kind of thing here since they maintain spacing. Maybe. Notable fixes. Any of these that I care about? This actually happened to me off camera once. So that's nice. Data center was consuming more coolant than defined. Well, that's the bug we hit. I didn't know that was the bug we hit. If you recall, we had to tune down our data centers because they were consuming slightly more coolant, and they were running out of coolant. So we were having problems with our flops. So now that should be fixed. So we could probably max out our data centers then. Construction priority resetting and cut paste. Fixed trade reputation. From failed loan payments, we're not doing loans. Unity consumption by mine lab oil rigs. Do not consume Unity when not working. Okay. Fix dump tutorial for slide, not triggering. Quick trades costing Unity the next tier. Quick repair being free instead of disabled. Interesting. Fixed rocket depots consuming resources while waiting for the transporter. Okay. Nuclear reactor UI not showing the reactors overheated when emergency cooling was active. All right, so there's a lot of stuff to look at. I think we need to start with these, and then we can get into the trains. I'm going to... Oop, I just lost my hat. Going to move that over on a different tab, a different screen, so that I can focus on the game again, and remove it from your guys' view. To get my hat to stay steady here. There we go. Remove it from your view. And let's take a look at these recipes here. So, electronics. Primarily here. Primarily. Take that stupid hat off. Thank you. It's a little bit stiff to fit over the headphones, but it's also a little bit too big to put the headphones on top of it. So yeah, these are going up to 6,000 now. So everything's producing right now, which is why our power is suffering. I suppose I should consider maybe adding a little bit more power briefly, quickly. But I think it should stabilize fairly quickly as well. So maybe we don't need to. I mean, people are complaining about power here, but I think it'll stabilize pretty quick, I think. You are going to be producing a fair amount of oil to catch up here. Or hydrogen, rather. Some of these look like they've already caught up because they were in the station, right? This is going to take a little bit of time. All right. The research that we had been doing is done, by the way. So I could actually pause this, although that's not going to do anything for power. Yeah, it's not going to do anything for power. They're not going to bother. All of these, though, look at them emptying. Because they are, because all of them can take 6,000 now, so we didn't need as much. Just to double check that storage of the nuclear stuff. I suspect it's still not there. Yeah, it's still not there. So when the breeder reactor comes back, we'll have to deal with that another way. Everything is shifting. Everything is complaining. But I think we can probably just let it ride out. It'll stabilize. But yeah, let's take a look at these recipes here. Especially, but also wherever else electronics is being made. So we're now making 48, which I think we weren't making 48 per minute before. And these guys here need to have 24 times 16. 16. Where'd my calculator go? There it is. 24 times 16 divided by 48 is 8 of these. No, it's still the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, but they adjusted... Oh, no. Yes. 1 rubber plus 6 copper equals 6 electronics. Okay, so that's what they did. They adjusted the recipe time so that they still output 48 per minute. Okay. The PCBs take less glass now. So now it is 3 glass, 6 plastic, 3 copper. Make 12 PCBs. Mark, welcome in. Interesting. Okay. This is 24 times 8, which is 12 times 16. Yes, so that should be still fine. Ratios are fine. The silicon going into electronics 2 has been reduced. Which is fine too. It's weird. Wait a minute. It's weird that it says... Well, it doesn't matter because it's... Yeah, it's fine. Recipe updates. Yes, they reduced rubber in electronics, glass in PCBs, and silicon poly in electronics 2. So I was just making sure that even though the recipe changed, that the output ratio, like the output rate, didn't change, and they did not change. So that's good. Silicon in arc furnaces. So these produce less now. This is arc furnace 2. Is that why? Because this is a 2? Like if I take this down to level 1. Yeah, okay. So it's 30 sand plus 6 coal plus 3 graphite is 24 now. So these are 48 because they're level 2s. And so if they're only outputting 48, we got to make sure that these, which are consuming 12, that there's 4 of them still, and there are. So that ratio is good. But what happened is they cut the overall production here by 33%. So we're producing less silicon poly, but we're consuming less here, making electronics 2. We're consuming less in silicon wafers, which are being made in a few different places, notably here. It is now only 24 instead of 48 to make 12 wafers, which is good. And the wafers also now are different in the solar cells. Let's do a Control F and do wafer. And jump to this. You're the input there. So this now takes 12 wafers instead of 9. That's fine because this is producing 12. When it has the flops it needs, it will get there. Power's a little bit problematic here. But now this is a 1-to-1, whereas before this was producing more, and this was consuming. Then this was consuming, but now it's 1-to-1. So that works. That works nicely. Here, these don't do wafers. Oh, but these are sapphire wafers, right? Silicon wafers here, we already looked at those. Wait, this is 12, and you guys are being used by what? That's a problem. Right? No, it's 18 divided by 4 times 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. These are only using 9 wafers per minute, and this is making 12, so that's fine. Not there, but here. Yeah. Okay, so that should... Interesting. This is a new feature. Those crystallizers, this one we already talked about. And then one of these assemblies making that. Alright, that's interesting. Yeah, I need more power, but it's only temporary because every factory heated up at the same time when I opened the save up because all the storage was changed. They added 25-ish% to every storage. The storage 2, every storage from 2 and above. The storage 2s now hold 500 instead of 400. The storage 3s now hold 3,000 instead of 2,500. That's what, a 20% increase? And the storage 4s now hold 6,000 instead of 5,000. So, yeah. So that's why everything heated up. You can see power's already doing better because things are backing up now that weren't before. It looks like we tore through all that dang copper already. Jeez. And what's going on with copper? Why are you people not training more in? Because because they're elsewhere, I guess. Yeah. Tore through all that copper already. And as I mentioned, Mark, before you got here, we are deferring the build for power for a little while. Because we're going to take a look at some of this new other new stuff. So sand, silicon, and rubber all are a little bit changed, and that should be a little bit more, a little bit better on our factory overall. Even though it's a pain with all the storage changes right off the bat. Okay, so what's next? I think we could start taking a look at the tier 2 trains. I'm a little bit scared about this though. So, let's see here, where are we at? Yeah. How do the trains work? Oh, it's a liquid fuel module instead of a separate diesel and hydrogen fuel now. Interesting. Interesting. That's good. That was kind of dumb to have separate fuel for each kind of thing. So these modules are still the same, or do we need to unlock? We might need to unlock things. Wait, what's depot mean? Oh, right. We may need to go into the tech tree here and unlock things. Oh, yes, we do. We need to unlock stacker towers, amphibious vehicles. These should be quick and easy. And then we'll have to do bridges after that. Trains 2 after that. And then we have amphibious vehicles, hydrogen. And did I miss any of these 3? I'm not counting them right now. Diesel locomotives. 2? Oh, okay. Yep. And then hydrogen locomotive 2. And then these down here I'm not counting either. Anything I missed? It needs to be unlocked. Looks like no. These will unlock pretty quickly because these ones are early. So I guess we'll do the stacker tower first. Because, well, it's coming up first. Which I'm going to be interested in how this works. Is that here under terraforming? Yes. Stacker tower extension. So this will allow us, I think, yeah, to fill in our areas here with product. But how do I want to do that? Interesting. Or maybe we just don't do walls anymore. Well, let's see here. So this has two belt inputs. It'll take 2 tier 3 belts. If we put that there, and then we do the extension. Okay. And that gets all added together, and it gives us a kind of a 3-dimensional representation of what this will do. Slope preview, extend to vertical offset. Okay. Left radius. Okay. So it's giving us like a shape of what it'll look like when it's done. Slope preview for dirt. If we wanted to preview rock, it would give us that steeper slope that rock is known for. But dirt is the preview we want. Extend to here limits how many rail extensions the stacker can automatically request to be built once the current range has no remaining dump area. Set to 0 for disable. The left display shows the current number of rail extensions. So we can only have, or we can have as many as we want. Oh, we can have as many as we want. Could be used to fill the ocean? Yes. Yes, it could. So that's interesting. So maybe we don't need this shenanigans anymore. Maybe we just do this to in there. And then, yes, for the ocean fill, we can literally have a line of them here. And we just do extensions so that they feed their stuff into, or keep feeding and keep trucking along. Eventually, we probably want to rebuild them from 0 just so we don't have them extended out miles. But, yeah. Let's see, we have a low storage of iron here. It means I need to do some more iron mining. Let's do some more iron mining then. I'll give you 2 of these. Oopsie. Lag. Thank you. Trucks are overwhelmed for a moment here. Interesting. And then this here. Corn and solar cells. Right. Let's take care of that real quick. I was building solar out here. I think what I will do is take a swath of these like this. And just put them down as if they're going to collide. I was going to hit that pipe. Should I move it? No, I can't fit them in there. Alright, well then we'll just do that. And that, and we'll build a few more of these here. Okay. So yeah, this is interesting. So I think what I'll do is I will take this out completely. Get rid of that too. And when my current ziggurat is done, I will just use the things here. I'll have to belt over from here though, the dirt to go into this. So I'll have to figure that part out, but that'll be fine. I think I will take it from, I'll put a splitter in here, I think, and then take it from here up and over and into this area to dump it. Current ziggurat is at its last level and the last little bit of the last level, so we'll be able to try this out pretty soon here. Although they won't be dumping much dirt in there for a while because more is getting stored because of the 5,000 to 6,000 migration. All right. What else? So that's that. What else do we unlock? Here. Stacker tower. We'll get that going in a bit. Amphibious vehicles. Yes. I don't want to take a look at those yet, though. I don't think. Because I think that I want to take a look at those once we get to the next level of those. Because if I go to my vehicle depot here, we have the amphibious excavators and amphibious trucks. But these are diesel. We don't have the hydrogen ones yet. Also, these are excavators, not mega excavators, and these are trucks, not mega trucks. So I'm guessing that's what's coming with the amphibious vehicles yet. Or maybe they don't have mega versions. Maybe they don't. We'll see when we get there. Trains too, though. That is, or bridges first. I guess we should focus on bridges first. We were talking about possibly building bridges to get to this bauxite here. This gold here. But probably more importantly will be this iron down here. There's a little bit of bauxite there. Is that a bauxite orange? Yeah, a little bit there. I'm still digging this mountain out, which I think is fine. I think I'll let them keep doing that. But once we get to that point, then I think we could potentially build a bridge to this iron rather than trying to fill this all in right away. We can still fill it in, and I still want to fill it in, but we don't have to fill it in right away, which is kind of a good thing, I suppose, because that'll at least get us over here to this other landmass. We could potentially do a truss bridge, max height of 40, which is a max height of 100. This could go like that. Ooh, interesting. And then they can curve, just like trains. And I'm guessing they can also go downward. No. Oh, yeah, they can. Interesting. We could do a crazy bridge like that, snap it onto the land over here, however, and get to this coal, for example, fairly easily. This is a 2-lane bridge, the truss bridge is, so we could either have a truck lane or a train lane on each side, and it could go. They could be unidirectional or bidirectional. At least the trains. I don't know if you can make the truck lanes unidirectional or not. Or we can switch to the cable bridge, which is wider, which is a 4-lane bridge. That might have to actually attach way the heck back there. And it won't bridge through there. Alright, well, then that's not going to happen. Oh, interesting. That's what the X's are for. They're telling you where you're building at level. I guess this would have to start way back here then, so we could get up and through. We get up then? No, still can't get up that fast. Okay. So we'll fiddle with bridges, because, well, why not? We'll need some trucks in order to do that, some amphibious trucks. But one of the things, speaking of amphibious, one of the things with amphibious vehicles is, where are we at? Here we are. That the amphibious excavator can only dig down 5 tiles underwater. Bucket capacity. Has underbells, pipes, ramps at height tile 7. And width clearance 5. In the patch notes, it says, oh, here it is. Maximum mining depth in water, 5 tiles. So if I'm understanding that correctly, that means that it can only go down to depth of -5. Which doesn't really help us a whole lot. I'm actually kind of sad about that. Struggling to find a destination. Oh, you isolated yourself again. Dumb trucks. I'm kind of not happy about that because in a lot of places, i.e. here, this sand, I mean, this was all water before, but this sand is super duper deep and it goes out super far. We don't even know how far this sand goes out. And so that sand is still inaccessible unless you do the fill method, which is kind of weird and even a bit dumb in a way, I think. Same thing with like this titanium. All this titanium down here, like everything beyond just a few levels out, just a little bit out into the ocean, is completely inaccessible still. So that's weird to me. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see what it looks like, but you're still complaining about iron. Oh, you're almost there. Okay. That's kind of weird. But okay. Not what I wanted. That's amphibious vehicles and bridges. We'll need to have amphibious vehicles in order to build bridges. Amphibious trucks, anyway, in order to build bridges. We have hydrogen ones now. But they are capacity of 80, so they're a little bit bigger than the regular trucks, but they're nowhere near the haul truck capacity. And these are bucket. They hold less in their bucket than the regular excavators. Yeah. And they're as tall and big as the megas. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those aren't great then. I mean, they'll be useful. 5 tiles represent 10 meters, quite realistic. Oh, I know. I understand that. Pokemon, by the way, QQZ. Thank you for popping in here. I realize it's realistic, but it's a game. So it should be acceptable from a gaming perspective. And if they're going to put resources that far down underwater, then they should give us the opportunity to be able to get them without having to fill in, if they're going to add a feature that is meant for digging underwater. At least, in my opinion, at least. Like, it's like the amount of resources that we would be able to scoop. Like, for example, if we come over here, actually, I want to check this, because if we come over here to where this bauxite island is, we haven't even touched it yet. It doesn't tell me what bauxite we have underwater. The ground slopes off so fast under the water line, and maybe this is fixed in the tweaked maps for this version, and I'm playing on a map from an old version, so maybe it's fixed a bit. But the resources slope off so fast here that, I mean, this is at -5 would put us like out to here. Unless they've tweaked this resource, for example, we can only dig out. We can only dig down that far, which means that far. Well, wherever that, there it is. There's 5. We can only dig down that far, which means that a large percentage of the resource is still inaccessible to us without doing the fill the ocean in method, which I thought this feature was intended to alleviate, but it doesn't seem like it is. It seems like it's just a kind of a niche thing of, oh, hey, if you want to get just a little bit close to the ocean, then you can use these things, but otherwise you're just going to fill it in still, which is fine. It just didn't seem that way when they were first talking about this as a feature. But either way, it's fine. Let's see, we are trains. Trains are the thing that I really wanted to look at, because from what I saw in the preview, also, this isn't going to work for us for very long. We need to expand our depot, but why do I have stored train cars here? Interesting. I must have recycled a couple of trains. Why did I recycle? I must have made some, recycled them, and then made some different ones, and then recycled them. I know we've recycled some rock and or slag trains. Maybe. New trains. New trains. Team. Hydrogen. I haven't unlocked all the stuff for tier 2 trains yet. At the moment, we only have the tier 2 steam locomotives, and thus the tenders as well. But added all the new wagons, which means that we have wagons that have 4 times the capacity or 2 times the length. They also have much higher carry capacity. But given what we have here and the fact that these modules are still the same size, does that mean that I wonder what that actually means for us. In terms of using the larger trains, and like, for example, are these all too short now? If I can't get the engine in here to be able to use like this first station slot, or how is this going to work? So I think what we should probably do is when we get the diesel and hydrogen locomotives unlocked, we should probably upgrade one train and see what it looks like, because, yeah. What else do we have in the queue here? Hydrogen locomotive 1 and 2. Wait. Huh? We should already have this. Why do you think that's still in the queue? Because maybe they split it apart? They might have split it apart, so we might have to unlock it. Jonathan, welcome in. Take that hat off. Already done. Okay, so, how do I want to do this? I want to do a few things with the fill here. The rock and slag fill. I need to raise up. I want to raise this up to 3. I don't have a Jeff hat. What's the Jeff hat? What in your mind is the Jeff hat? We shouldn't need these anymore, so I'm just going to take these out. We should be able to use the new stackers. Oh, shark. That's it. Okay. Headphones off. Go see Amazon and look for a Jeff hat. I mean, if you want Jeff to be the shark hat, that's fine. You want to name the shark Jeff? Are the Irish hats in rotation? Well, the one is always in rotation, the cabbie hat. But yes, the leprechaun is. I was wearing it earlier. Raven had me put it on and then take it back off again. All right, things seem to be calming down, at least for the factory now, which is good. Is our research blocked? We're not getting enough of something in here. We're not getting enough paper. Why are we not getting enough paper? Let's see, you need 8 paper each. You make 12, that's why. I should actually have 3 paper plants for these, and I only have 2. Oh, wait a minute. That's why. I paused the wrong one. Let's do that. Oop. Unpause that one. This is a chemical plant 2. It produces 24. This one's a 1. It produces 12. That's 36, and we need 8 times 4, which is 32. There we go. Looks like newsboy hats are called Jeff hats. Interesting. Interesting indeed. That should make research a little bit more stable, I hope. Now that we have the proper amount of paper getting made. We're overproducing, but a sufficient amount of paper being made, I guess. I could have just upgraded them both. Tier 2, but I was trying to be clever. That's what I get for trying to be clever. The terraforming project over here is coming along nicely, actually. We are terraforming over here to be able to put the breeder reactor in over here. I didn't have enough time to finish it, though, because I had the crazy idea to stream yesterday. So it took a little bit of my extra time. Yeah, we're coming along nicely on that. Once that's done, we'll dump some dirt in here. Actually, we could dump the dirt now because the rock's all done. So let's do that. Here, and dirt. And we'll start dumping this dirt right in here. Like this, I think I'll go that far. And if it becomes an issue, we'll dig it right back out again later. But something like this should do okay. We'll put the slope here too. Yeah, let's do like that. Guess we're only going to go that far. And we'll do the slope here also. You'll come this way. And you will go this way. That. On this side, let's do this here. And we'll do this here. And that should be fine for now. I will probably push it out this far a bit more. I need to fill that little notch in there. And I got another one of those over here. But we'll spread some dirt and then we'll come back to rock later, I think. I guess, though, I should allow this to dump out to the train again. Let's provide that to the train, which means that I'm going to want to stop outputting rock here so that this gets emptied out.
Heretic.
Caledorn. I'll leave it there, though, because I might need it later for rock removal. Let's leave this, though, at 2 ticks. Same as the dirt is. Yeah. That way the trucks will clean it out. I could give them some more truck dumping spaces over here, though. How you doing, Caledorn? Do some more rock dumping here. Might be useful. And trucks are overwhelmed still. Why are trucks overwhelmed? Probably because they're hauling stuff they shouldn't be. I.e. rock from here. Still complaining about iron, huh? Okay. Still waiting on that. LAI is doing good. Just popping in quickly before shower in bed, so won't be hanging around for too long. Enjoying playing with my new junk. Yes. I usually just have my old junk to play with. Playing with new junk can be fun from time to time. Take your word for it. This could be a problem here. Shit. This could be a problem that you may not be getting enough supplies. Let's flip this so that it does not come this way at all. And we'll wait for these to get full again and that to complain again. And then we'll add more of these back in. Because if we start running low on depleted uranium to run into this, then we stop processing plutonium into Mox rods, and then plutonium starts backing up on the belt here, and then we have pollution issues. How dare I call you that? I just do. I don't know. It's kind of my thing. I don't think we need this anymore either, but we'll leave it for now. I'm going to take this out. Waiting for that to complain again. But here's the complaints. Alright, so let's take a look at these stacker towers again. How wide are these things? 2.5 blocks. Okay. Well, let's start it back here because I want to start raising up the floor of this place a little bit. So we'll do something like that. If we're dumping rock or slag, that looks good there. But no, it's not actually. I want to come up a bit. Let's offset by 2. No, I should have left. I did leave. Okay, never mind. Put this in here instead. Is that the same offset? It looks like it. Yeah, that looks right. I think. The derpy minion sleeping as usual. Ooh, new icons. Fancy. Might be helpful if I moved this down to here. Oh, X. Where I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Don't do any slope preview then. That might be better yet. Yeah. Can I do it like this? Is that the same height? It sure looks like it. Yeah, it's the same height. Okay, good. So that's what I want for this stacker tower. So these will do what? Well, that's actually probably fine right there. Although I think I will move it up into here. Yeah. All right, so that's that. I went full radius. That's good. And we'll govern the segments later, I think. And then you would need to go where as soon as you don't overlap. So right there. Let's take these markings out. That might become a problem depending on where it falls here. Let's do this part here then. Ooh, nice. Right in between them. Couldn't it happen to a better guy? That'll be okay, I think. And so then this belt here, let's come back to here. Unity. Oh, wrong spot. There. You'll go into there. Let's do F. You'll go into there. You'll go into here. Jonathan's being polite. Must be sick. Jonathan doesn't run Discord very often. I don't want to do that one yet. No, I can do that. That's fine, because you guys will just go around out here the outside for now. We will disable the dumping there when we get this thing going. Arakel, and you might be overdoing it. What are you overdoing? Do this. I also need to put this belt back now that I took out of here. I thank you, Jonathan. Glad you find me funny. And let's let her go, boys. I shouldn't need that anymore. Nor... Oops, that was right. Never mind. Claim that Arakel writes in Discord 5 times annual. That might be overdoing it. I see. Oops, I didn't do this one. Alright, so we don't need to do the dumping designations over here anymore. You all can beat it. This can be gone as well. This tower thingy here doesn't need to be that big anymore. But neither does this one need to be where it's at either. And I might even be able to get rid of this one in the middle, but I'll leave it here for now. This can get moved over wherever the titanium ends. Let's just go to there. That'll be fine. Even if we don't dig all the way down to it, we'll still be fine. Alright, so that'll work. And these guys should start getting... There they go. Nice. So once they have completely filled in the area they have range to, then we should be able to add segments to them. And they will automatically, the trucks will automatically deliver the parts for the segments to them, I think, which is the red construction parts, and they will add on the segments appropriately. I don't want to do that until we're ready, and then I'll probably give them a whole bunch of flexibility for it. I think. Since when? Good question. Plus, I only want these couple to only go out as far as they need to go out. So I'll have to be careful with that. But that should give us a little bit of a raise here of going from level 1 to level 3 with the slag and the rock, and then we'll deal with it from there. You do ask fairly good questions. Yes, you do. This hole is very nearly filled in. We could probably fill in these holes with those stackers too, I suppose. That would be kind of fun. I can finish that too. A little bit more work to do since those holes are more irregular. And my ocean filling is very linear. You're complaining about power. Power's back. Power troubles are back. Should I add more... Production? I probably am having power issues because... Well, it just went back down again. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? I'm going to go ahead and clear... Oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to go ahead and clear diesel locomotives. Amphibious vehicles 1. Now, stacker towers. Vehicle limit and crop yield things. Orbital research we've done. Superheated steam we're technically still working on. Solar panels 2. I think we can clear. Titanium smelting we can clear. The internet we can clear. Nuclear reactor 2 we could have long since cleared. Cargo depots 3 and 4 we can clear. Housing 4 we can clear. Still haven't done anything with offices yet. Luxury goods. Thermal storage, I don't know that I'm going to use that. Let's see. We didn't have to have a debate around that. See, I've been house trained. Yes. You know it. Long trains. Trains, we can probably clear that. Logistics zones, I don't know if I'm going to use those. Food markets are gone. Custom surfaces, gone as well. There, I cleared some old stuff from there. That's good. Nuclear prep mine has no mining designations. Oh, we can rectify that. Let's see. How do I want to rectify that? Mining here. Let's do, yeah. Let's move this area. I can also make this bigger now, I think. But let's move it over this way. Start with. And, oh no, wait a minute. They filled in rock there? Oh no. Oh crap. Well, I'm taking that back out again. Because I'm an idiot. Let's see. You here. Take all this back out.
Oof.
Exactly. That's not the right mining tool. There we go. Take all this back out again. Just gonna do it easily rectangular. You knew that already? Yes, thank you, Calendar.
SMRT. That spells smart.
The issue there was that I was sharing the overlay with this area, and I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. There. You come over here. And you come over here. And in fact, the limestone doesn't need to be that big. Let's, where are you way the hell down there? The water. Up here somewhere? Maybe actually where this ends? Just for fun, let's put it there. Actually. Oh, I see. It's on top of the water. Yeah, it's on top of the water. Yeah, that'll work. And then we can adjust this one again. Unpause them, let them work. Just this one down here. Bring this up to there. This is Wally's raid today successful? Was the loot pile to everyone's satisfaction? And the local earl satisfied with the 10% taxes? What the hell are you talking about, Caledorn? mean, I'm used to your insanity, but this is a bit more than normal. Don't need to go that far over either. It's closer in. Maybe to boldified line here. No, not that far. Just go that far. Same reasons as before. Caledon, how often does he make sense? Yeah. Discard. Oh, I see what you're talking about. She was working today, so no raids in the local stores. Yeah, you know my memory is horrible, Caledon. I don't know why this is a surprise to you. Alright, that should do all right. What? Why? Alright, the new box selection system is a little bit high. But that's alright, we'll just leave it alone. That's fine. Let's see. It isn't, but I'm impatient enough to pretend sometimes. It was so recent it could have been one of those instances. Yeah. Chicken farms, not enough water. Great. Why do we not have any fuel coming in here? What's going on with the fuel trains? We have a train jam? No train jam. Oh yes, we have a confused train here. Let's reset you. Keep the trains rolling. While he wasn't in control of the brain cell at the time. You make a valid argument, Jonathan. Valid argument. Let's tweak this. Chicken. Increase the priority to 10. We can get some water in here quick, or hydrogen in here to make some more water pretty quickly. How is this doing for hydrogen? There's plenty here. They need to get their asses over here and pick up some hydrogen. I mean, there's 2 of them on their way. We might need to add more hydrogen trains. I think the tentacles we don't have to share with Gizmo. Yes, indeed. The trains could still be a little bit behind on their buffering of products. Specifically the aforementioned hydrogen. Or the oil could be broken somehow. Some way. It's chugging away. Alright, 2 arrivals coming in here, which will rectify the chicken water situation. Alright, that's the last of our research. That'll also probably, maybe not, fix things. Chicken water. So soup. Not entirely soup, no. Let's delete that one. We'll keep the other one for now. Chickens need water to drink. Who'd have thunk? Apparently they don't mind water that's probably a little warm, though. Because we are thermally desalinating the water from the sea. Skits, I did watch those, yes. I don't remember what specifically was soup related, but I was sufficiently amused, yes. Alright, we almost lost all of our birds again. Soup in the brush for the... oh, yep. Yes. The, yes, the toilet brush. Mm-hmm. The toilet brush holder. What'd you call it? Shit soup or something like that? That's a good one. Yes. She has that kind of delivery. Yes. Behave, children. I don't know about that, Jonathan. I don't know about that. What are you all doing for items here? Looks good. We're not using that aluminum station there. At least not now. Maybe not ever. Here. Good. 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 Behave. Is that a new model Audi? Yes. It should be. Steel's buffering down still. Copper's buffering down still. This is my slag overflow. We apparently do not need. Holy crap. That's buffering down. Why is that so effed? Output is full of... oh, hydrogen is effed. Alright, well. Maybe we'll get things stabilized then? Hydrogen? I just might need more hydrogen trains. Can't be... maybe a Toyota? It could be. Toyota probably makes military vehicles as well. I don't know, not here, by the way. Welcome in on YouTube. Is that a refinery? Is this a refinery? Yes, this is a refinery. We have crude oil coming in here. Goes through the distillation process. Goes through a bunch of cracking processes. Hydrogen. Diesel's coming out here. But that's getting cracked down into naphtha. And the naphtha is then getting cracked into fuel gas and hydrogen. And then the fuel gas is getting cracked into more hydrogen. Some of the naphtha leaves this area, though, and comes over here to make plastic and rubber. And then we also are making graphite from the horrible process here, but that produces decently, and the better process here that produces not so great because it needs carbon dioxide. And then over here we are cracking our sour water, or stripping our sour water into sulfur and ammonia, and that's getting fed into here and buffered in. And then we're also turning that sulfur into acid, and of course into rubber. There's a Roblox game called Industrialist. I have never played, and I don't know that I have any interest in even looking at Roblox. What is it all about? Alright, so that excavated all of these things. Let's re-dump dirt here. I mean, I know a little bit about Roblox, but mostly that I don't really have the time to play such a game. Because it looks like it's a lot. So I want to take out this mountain over here as well, which is why I was restructuring this place. We'll take that out. And then I'm also going to take out this mountain here. You would watch me play Roblox? Eleanor, you would do that just to make me suffer, so it's hard for me to trust you. These things. What's this game called? Captain of Industry. It is largely it's a factory automation game. Has a lot of this terraformation stuff that we're kind of doing here, and also has some kind of little bit of kind of light version colony management. We have to feed them a bunch of food and things to make them happy. Well, he doesn't play Roblox. For the same reason he doesn't play Minecraft. They are too complicated for him. Yeah, Jonathan, take a look at breeder reactor builds in this game when you get a chance. And tell me about complicated. Are we done with dirt yet? No. Okay. How goes this? Still pooping out the stuff. Okay. Think you'll try it out? Yeah, it starts out fairly straightforward, fairly comfortable, but then it does get complicated as you progress. So kind of just keep that in mind. I think I'm going to pause more of this. These guys here. I actually think what I'll do is pause these so that I remember they're paused. And then we'll unpause them as we go. That way this uranium gets into here and we don't have plutonium backing up on the belt like a maniac. Seems like a good idea to me. Okay, so let's see. Research is done. Let's take a look at how we're gonna do upgraded trains. Maybe we should upgrade the hydrogen trains first. Although that's not really one that I want to break. What would I be willing to break if I broke something? Probably dirt, slag, or rock. Probably dirt, slag, or rock. Or Caledorn's right leg. Let's take a look at dirt. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. They've abbreviated these. Okay. I think we can press this button to upgrade the train. Now what does that button do? Zooms it in, probably. Replace this train. Okay, there we go. With large hydrogen. Two of these and large hydrogen flip for reasons. So train length is how many tiles now? 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. So we need to do something else. Let's see. Kind of difficult to use a computer in your true form since computers and moisture aren't good friends. Tell that to Peps. We need to come over here to our train depot. And depot extension. Here. Let's go ahead and Unity that. Costs a few things here, not much. And dry tentacles are the worst. We need to deal more solar here. What do we want to? Where else do we want to put solar in? I mean, we have this giant area here, but I don't really want to fill it in with solar. You're trying to explain sensible things to Peps, yeah. Try doing it at LNG. What's an LNG factory? I'm really bad with acronyms, so you're gonna have to probably spell things out. There's too many acronyms in the world. Let's see. Where do I want to put... Wait, why? Who's out of fuel here? Why is there a rock train out of fuel? Should be going here. Did I not properly... Nope, I did not properly. This, that, this... Oh, there it is. Flip. Oops. Flip. 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 Okay. Oopsie. Liquefied natural gas? Yeah, I don't think that's what it is, but maybe. I want to leave this space open for more factories. Kind of want to fit these in, maybe into here. Yeah, in there. Do a block of that many. But I do still need to be able to get to that concrete there. So I have to be careful with this a little bit, but this would be okay-ish. And I will just take out this center bit here. That'll be my driving lane.
Poke, is that all you do?
Hey man, welcome in. Alright, I'm just going to do this. Costs more Unity to do that, but it's okay. Tentacles under the shark, obviously. Let's see. Maybe it could be a way to refer to Calorn's tentacles. Larry, Norman, and Greg. I figured they would be Larry, Moe, and Curly. Oh, hi on this night of hell. I can dump some rock in here, though. That would be fine, because this is still in the right zone. That will be fine to fill in with rock. 7 streak. Doggo probably gonna need the surgery. Ugh. On the other ear? Jeez. So I put them in the same category as the Three Stooges. They are not that smart. Mm-hmm. Gave himself another oral hematoma. Yuck. Yuck. Alright, so with the train station expansion, hopefully now, I can find a dirt station here. I can grab a dirt train. Hopefully now we can do this. Let's replace this train with a hydrogen. 2 hopper wagons and a hydrogen flip. We can build up to 50 tiles. This is 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's replace that and see how this goes, because I don't know how this is going to go. There's another $600. Yeah. Since when did your tentacles get nicknames? Right now. Right friggin' now. So you're ready to get updated. Let's zoom to that one. You are Oh, you're here. Okay. Alright, so you're going to go dump first and then you'll go recycle, I guess? Is that how that works? Yes? Climbing that hill is tough. Holy crap. So these things have a max speed of 90. Definitely get to that speed going downhill. Holy crap. And then you'll maintain. Okay, cool. Yeah, we weren't getting 90 before. We were getting 80% of that, I think. So that's already going to help us a lot here because that gives us more throughput on the rails. Why did you do that? You did it again. Well, you're out there now, at least. Braking. Waiting for trains to get out of your friggin' way. Yeah, these trains haul ass now. That's good. Oh, now you're bypassing there again. Okay. And you'll shift. No, that's not your entrance. This next one is. Oh, you're going out here. Oops. Okay, that's why. What are you missing for construction? Oh, you need electronics too and red parts. Wait, you know red parts coming in? No, you have yellow parts going in. Okay, so we need to run red parts into there. Means I need to change this thing here. Let's just delete the whole thing. That'll be fine, and we'll just rebuild this particular run here. Do the same lift design here for this, and over to here, and back down again, like that. This will go into here. I flipped it. I thought I flipped it. Okay. You there. You there. And then this can come out and go down and into here. And then electronics 2 will have to run down to figure out how to get that in there too. Let's go ahead and just build this the old-fashioned way. Electronics 2 I have here. I think I'll just take that up again here. Yeah. We'll flat lift that here. Above electronics 1. That. And then it'll just go, let's see, R. This. And out this way. To there. And then it can come down this way to just past here. Oopsie. Like that. Flat lift this here. Like that. Take this tail out. And then we'll build this as well. So. We've got connection issues here. Oh, I flipped the wrong one. That's what happened earlier. Okay, here we go. Oh, and then you need... This needs to be redone here, too. Let's take this belt out. Unity, please. And you need to have one of these going in this way. Flip. From here into there. And that didn't work. Into there. And then from here, go like that. And you can build those the old-fashioned way. It's fine. You won't need them for a little while. Alright, that'll help matters a bit. Having all the right stuff. You delete these, what happens to them? You get the materials back? I don't know. Might need a faster belt on the electronics too. But probably not. We don't need to make trains that fast, I don't think. You're still trying to make up for this stuff? Jeez. That one's good, though. Oh, it's full now. Okay, good. Driving to depot to be replaced. Nice. Come on down. Cannot find path. Why not? Oh, because you're there. Because you're an idiot. Fine. Just recover. That means that it's in here now. Wherever here is. And it's coming out as a big boy. Okay, so you're half full of this. How is this gonna work? Busy, busy, busy. There you go. Zoomies too. 120 kph for top speed here. That'll be nice. Guess I could just do this, and we could track it that way. That'd be the easy way to do this. Is this just going to work, or are we going to have problems? That's the question. Going to have problems. It can't get all the way in to the station. Okay, well then in that case, we need to replace the train back. And we need to do some tweaks to our stations. This 2, 3, 4, and that. Flip for reasons that, there we go. Don't really make much sense. Replace and recover. So, we need a few things. Before we can upgrade any stations, or any trains, we need to upgrade a bunch of stations. They need more room to pull in. Alright, bed for you after the quick shower. See you tomorrow. Don't burn out the brain cell completely. You need it on Thursday. I will try. In a lot of places, this is going to be tough because we have built too tightly together. Because our stations are going to need to be a little bit bigger to be able to accommodate the all the trains. So we'll need to have probably actually just one. Have a good night, Caladar. No longer available. Oh, because there's no such thing as hydrogen fuel modules anymore. There's liquid fuel modules now. They didn't bother replacing them in the game. They just... Okay, that's kind of annoying. I think I'll just do an empty. Like that. Give me extra headspace here. And then we would do, you know, a whatever. Like, 4 modules of this. And then I think I would do another fuel module and another blank. That gives me the room that I need for a locomotive, 2 wagons, and another locomotive. That means for every station that I want to upgrade, or every train route that I want to upgrade, I have to upgrade every station in that route to have 2 more segments to it. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck hardcore. Because in most places, my factories aren't big enough to compensate for it. Even like the ore drop-offs here, like I could move these rails out and be able to put another 2 rail segments in here, 2 station segments in here. That would be fine. This one over here would be fine. But like this one in the middle, I don't have room for it. But yeah, any of these that are on the edges, they would be fine. As long as they're not butted up against anything else. This one would be tough. I might have to redo the parking area here somehow to be able to get this one to go out. This one would be close. Might do. No, we don't have enough room here either. Yeah, that might actually keep me from doing tier 2 trains. Just because, and this one's impossible, just because so many of my factories were designed too tightly. This one would work fine here, but the same problem persists, is that's great, but all the destinations are screwy. So I can't really do that either. That's disappointing. Can I make them shorter somehow? So, one thing I could do is, well, I need to go deal with this. You need more stuff to do here. One thing I could do... Yeah, that's fine. Is I could only have one engine. Instead of two. That means that when the trains are going in one direction, though, they would only operate at 80% speed, which means they're going to be constantly blocking each other. That's not going to work. That could also mean that as they exit, is there a way to turn them around? Maybe. We do have the new waypoint station type. Is that just done in here? Train limit? No. Modify waypoints. What does that do? I don't know what the waypoints... Oh, there it is. So, I guess crazy idea time would be if I did this. I put a rail going off of this station here. Oopsie. Some distance. And then I connected it this way. Some distance. And I did directional here to be bidirectional. And I put a waypoint in down here someplace. I could say, hey, every train that comes out of this... let's see. You could say every train that comes out of this needs to go to this waypoint. Add a stop. But no, that won't work. Because that's not... That would have to be after... only certain ones of these, so no, that won't work either. Unless I completely changed my rail, my train line manager philosophy, and had each possible route, each possible destination to have a separate route, a separate line, which I really don't want because this is also already too many. They're not searchable. So I'm not sure about that part. It may behoove us then to see what the DLC offers, which I think we could do on Thursday, to see if the trains there are at least faster. If we did an electric train or a nuclear train or something. Stacker Tower has no space available to dump material. Oh, good. I'm going to leave you alone with that thought for now. Or do I want... Oh, you're not smooth. I still have to smooth it. Well, that's no fun. Alright. I don't like it. Okay. I'll still have to dump shit there to smooth it. Let's see. You can go out... I don't know. I'll send you out 4 segments. That takes you out to there. Then let's do 8 segments. 10 segments. Yeah, let's do 10 segments. Let's take it out to there. We'll go a little bit further, but yeah, that's kind of annoying. So they should, the truck should deliver stuff to this to allow it to do more segments. I think. Yeah, that's a bummer that it's not smooth. That means I have to come back later with a truck and smooth that shit off, which means also I might even have to come back with an excavator and smooth that shit off. Nope. Okay, good. Oof. That would have been bad. At least it's all at height. But I'll have to come back later with a truck and smooth that off before I can use it. But it does save me the effort of having to fill in most of it, especially when we're filling in the ocean with the trucks, so that works fine. Ah, here's the segment getting planned here. So they should be bringing us in a thing. The things. And we'll see how this works. So is there anything in the update we had not looked at yet? Amphibious vehicles. I'll definitely want to play with those, but I think that'll mostly be playing with those when we build a bridge. And so we haven't played with bridges too yet, but I think we'll do that all at the same time. And that'll be as soon as I break through this mountain here, then I'll work on that part. Why didn't I just go out all the way there? I don't know. This... There we go. Alright. You're filling that in. You filled this in. That's good. Train complaining about fuel again. Who now? Glass scrap. Why does glass scrap have no fuel? Because I didn't connect it to the pipe. And that pipe's in the wrong spot anyway. Doggone. Oh, and this is broken anyways. All right, well, copy that pipe. Here. Put it down there. Delete that whole pipe segment there. Unity them both. You go into there. And you go into there. And you connect up here, which I don't really like, but I'm going to do it anyway. This, that. Alright. Now we should have hydrogen here. I saw the blue and assumed that it was working, and it wasn't working. I'm surprised. Oh, it's because we don't have any hydrogen here. Because it's being used, yeah. I can probably take the priority off of Chicken Nation now. Yeah. Put that back down to 10 or 11 rather. Hopefully our hydrogen is doing better. Yeah. Better over here. Yeah, there's plenty over here. They're just not coming in very fast. Okay. So yeah, I think we'll wait to play with bridges until this terraformation is done. I'm going to grab the DLC and install it and have it ready to go for this for next time. We'll take a look at the trains offered in the DLC to see if they give us any benefits. And then otherwise, I don't know what to do about my stations. Because I've kind of built myself into a little bit of a jam with that. We prioritize that now? No, not really. Although we're not getting enough compost anyway, so it might not matter much. Yeah, let's just turn that down. I boosted that because we were low on fertilizer, but we're low on fertilizer anyways, so it doesn't matter. We're low on the inputs, I mean. So, yeah, I'm not sure how to fix the train situation. I could definitely improve new stations we build, and I could improve some existing ones, but I don't know that it'll help me with any individual lines to have the longer trains, unfortunately. I guess that would have been the benefit of having through stations as opposed to in-out stations like this, is that I could have, the trains could have just pulled through, I think, and that would have been fine, but that complicates things a whole other way. So I'd have to rebuild everything basically in order to compensate. We could go through the process of rebuilding everything. I don't know that I have the ambition to do that. I think we would just leave it as is, and in the future we'll play with tier 2 trains. But yeah, copper's complaining again. Did you guys mine all the copper again? Alrighty, this all can be reset here. Too far. It's fine. That there. Bunch of this here can be reset. Too far again. Let's see, you maybe here. Yeah, let's just keep digging away here. A lot of copper down there, so we'll get the stuff we can see on the surface first. I'll just do that much. It's fine. And then we can dig it out bigger later. Probably dig this part out here too. Yeah. And I think I should probably tell them to mine a little bit more of the copper that's here then. Like this. So you mine another row here. We can take out some of this. Okay. So, I'm going to keep doing this terraformation here because we're going to get back to our breeder reactor soon. And in the meantime, I will get the DLC downloaded and installed, and we can take a look at those features next time. We'll do a bridge with some amphibious vehicles, amphibious trucks that is, a bit. Once this is ready, maybe that'll be next time as well. We'll see. But for now, though, we're going to leave this here, find ourselves a raid target, and get on out of here. Let's see here. Switching into here, let's raid our friend Ogrimskar. He's playing Riftbreaker. We haven't seen him live during our time for a while, so let's raid him and see what he's up to in Riftbreaker. It's a game, what's that, like a tower defense-y, but also some like focused character combat type thing, which is kind of an odd, different combination, but it did look interesting. Just not really my kind of game, but for what it was, it looked interesting. So let's raid him and see what he's up to in that. I think it just had an update, or maybe it just went 1.0, or no, it just had a no. It didn't just go 1.0. It just had a discount, I think. So let's raid him, see what's up to, what he's up to in that. We'll be back again on Thursday for some more of this, as well as Saturday, of course. In the meantime, make sure you check out our Discord. There you can find. You can join us for community game night on Friday nights. You can share memes, talk about games and technology, make fun of Caledorn, and hang out and chat with us all week long. And then come to YouTube as well. We're playing a couple different games over there now. Alchemy Factory and Ethos, both of which are really good games in their two different genres. So come and join us for those as well. But for now, as I said, we will raid Ogrimskar, and we will see you all again next time. Thank you all for the chats and the redeems, for hanging out with me, and we'll see you all again next time. Have a good one. Bye for now.